Your body is being invaded by bacteria that are wreaking havoc in your body and excreting everywhere. At this point, the injured cells in your body start releasing chemical signals to wake up your immune system. The first one to get the signal is the macrophage, which acts like a ruthless killer. It grabs the bacteria by its tentacles and swallows them alive. A macrophage can consume 100 bacteria before it's exhausted. But that's not enough. So they start calling for backup. The neutrophils in your bloodstream get the signal to go to war. Neutrophils are killing machines. Once on the battlefield, they start releasing deadly chemicals into the bacteria. It's an attack that kills 1,000 enemies and self-harm 800, because the cells in your body are also damaged. The neutrophils also blow themselves up, casting a toxic web of chemicals to catch the bacteria. And that's when your blood vessels start letting the fluid flow to the battlefield. The fluid contains millions of complement proteins, an automatic liquid weapon. It kills the bacteria by putting holes in them. If you're lucky, the immune system kills the invaders at the first line of defense. But there are exceptions. This is where your immune system's intelligence officer, the dendritic cell, comes in. He rips apart the bacteria to collect a sample, covers himself with the debris, and then goes in search of helper T cells. But different helper T cells have different purposes. Dendritic cells need to find a helper T cell that can deal with the bacteria. Until a few hours later, he was able to find the right helper T cell. This cell is the weapon your body needs. There are hundreds of millions of unique helper T cells in your body, each of which can be used against a specific enemy. When the right T cell is activated, your body's immune system's second line of defense awakens. That's when the activated helper T cells start to replicate themselves. Until they've made thousands of copies of themselves, they'll split into two groups. The first group moves quickly to help the macrophage. The macrophage is exhausted after a long battle. The helper T cells arrive just in time and send a message to the macrophage with a special chemical signal. After receiving the message, the macrophage is immediately revitalized. Like a stimulant, it rushes into the battlefield to kill the enemy again. Meanwhile, the second set of helper T cells is busy activating the B lymphocytes. It's also your antibody factory. Antibodies are protein superweapons that grab the enemy with pincer-like tissue. The helper T cells take a long time to find the B cells. It usually takes a day or two to find the right B cell. Once the B cells receive the instructions, they also begin to replicate themselves. Each B cell releases 2,000 antibodies per second. These antibodies go into battle and kill the bacteria. The antibodies bind the bacteria together, so they can't move or fight. Macrophages then come in and eat the bacteria and clean them up. Soldiers who have accomplished their mission begin to commit suicide. Of course, a small number of helper T cells remain. They turn into memory cells to keep the same bacteria out of your body. For you, it's just a small infection. But for the cells in your body, it's a desperate fight to the death. Let's honor life.